Hi guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Adii Mimi. If you're seeing me for the first time, I am a final year medical student currently living and studying in Philippines. Philippines is a country located in the southeastern part of Asia, and that is where I currently live and study. I've noticed a lot of questions in my comment section regarding medical education in the Philippines, and also some of you do DM me regarding medical education in the Philippines. I actually did make a video last year regarding admission requirements, tuition, and all of those good stuff, but because I have new subscribers and there may be some little updates from the last video I posted, I decided to make this video. If you're curious about medical education in Philippines, the admission requirement, tuition cost, the cost of living, accommodation, and all of that, then make sure to watch this video. I'll see you shortly. Med school here in the Philippines actually follows the same system of education as the United States, in the sense that you need to have a first degree or a pre-med before you can be admitted into the 4 years of medical school. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be discussing it in two major categories. First category is for those who just finished high school or secondary school as it's called in Nigeria, and the second category is for those who already have a first degree from their home country. Firstly, before you can be admitted into the 4-year med school as a fresh student who just finished secondary school or high school, you need to first have a pre-med. So here in the Philippines, there's a special pre-med program that runs between 1 to 2 years dedicated for international students. So before you can be admitted into the 4-year medical program, you need to do the pre-med program that runs for 1 to 2 years. However, some people also choose not to do the 1 to 2 year pre-med program. They choose to do other courses here like nursing, pharmacy, medtech. Medtech is actually equivalent to med lab science in Nigeria, so it depends on what you want. But for bachelor's courses like pharmacy, nursing, medtech, those courses run for 3 to 4 years, so it actually depends on what you want. I actually do know someone, when he came to the Philippines, he said that he didn't want to go for the 1 to 2 year program because he feels like later on in life he may not be able to use because it's BS bio. The reason he gave, though, he said he felt like he wanted to do something else aside from biology. He went for medtech, which is medical technology, equivalent to someone who did med lab science in Nigeria. So his plan then was like, maybe after he finishes medicine, he can also use his medtech or med lab science degree to be able to open a med lab in Nigeria. But like I said, it depends on what you want. Taking that route will take you a longer time, or if you choose to do nursing here is 4 years, so it's going to take a longer time, but it all depends on what you want. Most people I know actually go for just the 1 to 2 years pre-med program, which is accepted in all the medical schools here in the Philippines. So after you have completed your pre-med program, depending on whichever one you choose to do, you can then proceed to apply to the 4-year medical school. The second category of people are those who have finished their first degree from their home country or wherever you choose to do your first degree. Maybe you studied biochemistry, engineering, microbiology, anatomy, sociology, whatever it is you do as your first degree, you can actually apply directly to med school here in the Philippines. In my own case, I took the second option because I already have a first degree back from Nigeria. In case you don't know, I studied biochemistry at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. So with my biochemistry degree, I used that to apply directly into the 4-year med school, and that was how I got my admission. The admission requirements for pre-med program is your school leaving certificate and testimonial, your statement of results, that's your SSCE from your school, your official WAEC from Ministry of Education. WAEC means West Africa Examination Council, and the fourth requirement is a recommendation letter from your principal. And then you also need your data page of your international passport as well as your birth certificate. So these are the 6 requirements that you need to apply for pre-med. For the second category of people who already have their first degree back from their home country and you wish to pursue medicine here in the Philippines, these are the requirements. You need your first degree certificate, and if you did your pre-med, you also need a pre-med certificate. You need data page of your international passports, your WAEC original certificate, and then you also need transcript of result from your first degree. Because you already did a first degree, you need the transcript of your result, and then also you need your NMAT result. NMAT means National Medical Admission Test. This is a test that every medical student or every intending medical student in Philippines will need to take before being admitted into the med school. So you also need your NMAT. I already made a dedicated video for NMAT. You can check the link in my description box. I talked about all the requirements you need for your NMAT registration, your study materials, and how you need to prepare for the examination. I'm going to leave the link to that video in the description box, so do check it out. So next category in this video is going to be your tuition. A lot of you have also asked me how much it costs to study medicine here in the Philippines. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be giving you guys the tuition and the exact amount I paid in my own school. If you compare that to the previous video I made, I think I was almost done with my second year when I made that video. So the tuition for the third and the fourth years were from what the previous batch, the people who were in third and fourth year at that time, paid. But based on this video, I'm going to be giving you guys an update regarding on what I paid my first year, my second year, my third year, and the current fee for 2022-2023 academic section for final year students. So in my first year, I paid 254,690 peso. In my second year, I paid 202,390 peso. In my third year of medical school, I paid 204,190 peso. So our final year tuition for this fourth year, 2022 to 2023 academic year, is 230,411 peso. I computed the total sum for these 4 years and it's rounded up to 891,681 peso. To convert this to US dollars, I'm currently making this video on the 11th of November 2022. Dollar rate can actually change. So for today, when I checked on Google, the exchange rate is about $1 to 57.22 peso. So when I did my mathematics and I converted that, the total sum of 891,681 peso rounded up to about 15,000 to 16,000 US dollars. And then if you're a Nigerian, because I believe I have a lot of Nigerians who actually do watch my video, I think the estimate for the exchange rate as at today is maybe around 14.5. So when I converted that to Naira based on the day's exchange rate, it came up to about 12,929,374 Naira. That's almost approximately 13 million Naira. That's for the whole 4 years of my academic year here in the Philippines. I'm sharing this to just give you like an estimate of how much you'll be spending in Philippines in your medical education. This may not be a fixed amount, but it will give you an idea of how much you should budget every year for your tuition. You know, sometimes schools tend to increase their tuition, but this is basically going to help you to, you know, plan yourself better or to decide if Philippines is going to be for you. Next part of this video, I'm going to be discussing about accommodation and rent. When it comes to rent, most universities here do not really provide a hostel like we have in Nigeria. For example, in Nigerian schools, most times every university in Nigeria do have a hostel, so it's left for you to decide that you don't want to stay in the school hostel. But for here in the Philippines, I'm not sure that they really do make provision for hostels. So most times the students tend to look for their own accommodation themselves. And when you actually see some accommodation that is being provided by the school, sometimes there are lots of rules. You're expected not to cook. Accommodation here, you just have to find it by yourself. If you have a friend here who can help you, you know, get an accommodation before you come, or if you have an agent who helps with processing your admission, you can also ask the agent to help you to, you know, get an accommodation. Basically, accommodation here, it depends on your taste. If you guys watch my videos, I intentionally posted, I think in my last vlog or my last two vlogs, I intentionally posted the area where I live. It's not the best of the areas, but I chose this place because it's close to school. I can just walk to school in 5 minutes to 7 minutes, and I just feel like, for me personally, I just wanted to live close to the school area. That's why I chose to live in this place. My apartment is conducive for me. We made it a home, but when it comes to the environment, it's not the best of the environment to live in. So it actually depends on what you want. Some people choose to live in single rooms. There are people that don't want to share their space with other people. They choose to live in single rooms, and some people also choose to live in studio apartments. Some also choose to rent an apartment. For example, in my own case, this is a 2-bedroom apartment. I've actually shown a video of a tour of this apartment, and we are 3 Nigerians sharing this apartment. So that's way, when we split our bills, the electricity, the light bill, the water bill, and also the rent, it's a lot cheaper for us. I feel getting an apartment is the best option, that if you're able to see people who you can live with, because you cannot live with every person. Economic wise, it makes more sense to live in a shared apartment as to living in single room apartments. What I've observed here is that the single rooms, it's either it's too small or you won't have a kitchen, and in cases where you don't have a kitchen, you're expected to cook in the room, which I don't understand. You know, for me, I just feel it's not ideal. Some of those houses that have single rooms, they have a lot of rules. Sometimes they'll tell you no visitors. Sometimes they expect you not to wash or to do your laundry in the dormitory or in the house. So for me, I just feel like that was not an option for me. Like, I knew that this was not the kind of place I wanted to live. So when we found this house, I and my housemate were really happy and we took it. If you're able to get people, like people of like mind, people who know why they are here in the Philippines, I just feel getting an apartment is the best option. But it all depends on what you want. You can also go for those private spaces if you don't mind the lots of rules and regulations they make for there. But for the budget for rent, like I said, it also depends on your taste and the option you go for. For this apartment, we pay about 13,500 peso per month. So if you divide 13,500 peso amongst 3 people, it's a lot cheaper. But overall, the estimate for rent per month here in the Philippines is between 5,000 to 12,000 peso, depending on your taste, like I mentioned. So between 5,000 to 12,000 peso can actually get you a good and decent accommodation. And when I converted it with the exchange rate for today, it came up to about between 72,500 naira to 174,000 naira per month. And converting it to USD, it's between 87 to 210 US dollars per month for accommodation. And for your utility bills, like your electricity, your internet, your water, and all those stuff, you can spend roughly between 1,500 to 2,000 peso per month, and this about 26 US dollars to 35 US dollars. And converting it to naira with the exchange rate in this period, it's between 21,750 naira to 29,000 naira. So that's the estimate on your utility bills. Someone has also asked me how much I spend in a month on food. Actually, food is reasonably affordable, especially when you choose to make your meals. Estimating that, how much you can spend on your food, like if you want to go to market or if you want to do your grocery or stuff like that, I'm also going to give you guys an estimate. So because we live in a shared apartment, I and my housemates, we just have an understanding, and so this is like a home to us. Every month we budget a certain amount of money for food. So we normally spend between 1,200 peso to 1,500 peso. When I mean food, I mean like the market things, like going to the market to buy things like your beef, your rice, your chicken, and vegetables, and all of those good stuff, those things you use in making meals in the house. Then for me personally, going to the mall for my groceries or personal things I need, like I said, it also depends on the average. For your food and your grocery, depending on how much you spend, at least between 5,000 to 10,000 pesos should be okay for you. So converting that again to the current rate, it's between 72,500 naira to 145,000 naira per month on your food, your groceries. on the average, that's if you don't spend too much. To be honest, I think this is a decent amount that if you manage very well, it will be enough for you in a month. And then converting it to US dollars, it's between 87 to 175 US dollars. So that's like a rough estimate of how much you would spend on your food and your groceries. I didn't include things like buying clothes, shoes, bags, and all of those stuff. So it's left for you to decide if you want to spend extra on those things. But I'm just saying, like, the basic things you need here as a student: food, electricity, water, internet. These are the things I included in this video. I actually think I'm going to make a video where I answer most of the questions I receive in my comment section and also in my DMs. Yes, I think I'm going to do that. Maybe my next sit down video, I'm going to do that. So if you have any further questions you want to ask me regarding medical education here in the Philippines, please do make sure to send me a DM on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. My name across all the social media handle is Adii Mimi, and I'm definitely going to reply it as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye. We have to wait for the dog to stop barking. See, I have to wait for the dogs to finish barking before I continue the video. If I continue now, the barking will enter the video and it's not gonna be nice. Thank God. So